Lawrence North High School as teens traveled from around the country to be a part of it.
The Frenzy is a robot competition, high-tech toys made by the students themselves. The Treeboy's finding out just more about this morning. Good morning, Treeboy.
Hey, good morning, Pat. Well, here's the surprise. 2 days in a row, I'm hanging out with smart people. That's a little different for me, and this is incredible. These young people give me hope. They absolutely do. This is an amazing thing. Libby, Richie, you know, these are all robots, but kind of tell me what's going on here.
Sure. These kids are participating in a FIRST robotics competition. FIRST is an acronym for Inspiration and Recognition of Science and Technology. And what we want to do is get kids excited about the world of science and technology.
Okay, so these robots are actually participating in, let's call it an agility kind of game, but we're hoping that sometime this will translate into helping everyone.
Right. We have mentors. We have engineers from local businesses that come out, and for 6 weeks, the students are given a game at the beginning of that 6 weeks, and then they have that amount of time to design, build, test, and program a robot, and then send it off to compete.
Very good. Now, Libby, very quickly, you have a team here from Morristown?
Yes, I do.
All right.
Full metal jackets.
You're very proud of it. And I'm going to talk to Matt here in just a second as we work around here. You know, it takes quite a few people to operate these robots. Matt, I'm going to hang right over your shoulder here, my friend.
That's
Keep
fine.
going with your robot. Tell me a little bit about what it takes to build a robot like this.
It takes about 6 weeks, about 2 weeks of planning, where everyone just kind of gives an idea for what they want to do.
And I would imagine this is fairly expensive, man.
Yeah, it's. I think we have sponsorships from Rolls-Royce Corporation and GM.
To kind of help out, and maybe they have resources in people and in materials it takes. Now, tell me what you're trying to do here, because this is unlike any game I've ever seen.
Really, it's just a matter of you get your game in January, and within the team, you have to figure out what you want your robot to do, and then how you want to do it.
But basically, these robots are trying to, one's trying to go up the steps there.
Yeah, that's
trying to fly. Is that your robot, man?
That's our robot. Okay. It's going to hang up on the bar. That's an extra 50
Well, it looks
points.
like the bar is busy right now. There's a big tarantula kind of there hanging off of it now. Now, it's going to actually do a chin-up, is it not, here in a little bit?
It'll pull itself up about 1.5 inches using a pneumatic cylinder that's in there. And right there, now our robot has got our side of the team.
Okay, now why did that buzzer go off?
That's at the end of the 2 minutes.
Okay.
Each match is only 2 minutes long, and your robot has to be hanging before the 2 minutes is up to count.
All right, now this is a lot of fun, Matt, but very quickly, I mean, what have you learned through this whole process?
Really, the biggest thing is that when you look at kind of engineering, you think, you know, building airplane engines or building transmissions, but there's a whole lot more to it than what meets the eye with manufacturing, and then, you know, knowing what you want to do.
But part of it, you're not out to save the world. You're going to have fun. Later on, you'll save the world. All right, Matt. Well, thanks so much. I did have an opportunity to talk to some of the competitors about how wrong it might be for me to build a robot that's sole purpose was just to get a cold beverage for me out of the refrigerator. And they looked at me just like the cheerleaders used to look at me when I'd ask them out in high school. So, boy, I'm flashing back to all kind of bad memories. Back to you, Bruce and Pat.
So what happens when you hang out with smart people, huh?
Right.
Throwing
You
you
find
off.
out a lot about yourself. Yeah. All right.
Those things come to the front.
All right. Thanks,
Thank you, Treeboy.
Okay.
Well, coming up, we'll have the latest in a...
All right, well, still ahead this morning on Sunrise, a robot challenge. Who can make the best and the strongest to win an unusual competition?
Treeboy is checking in with some of the young experts this morning. Tim?
And, Bruce, they are experts. They've actually broken up into small groups, repairing the robot, and probably discussing whether or not they'll even talk to me in the next segment. More about robots coming up.
And it looks like it's...
Well, right now we're going to check in with Treeboy. The timeline was 42 days. Their mission, build a robot that can compete in an obstacle course-like event and win against 52 other robots.
All right, this morning Treeboy's finding out what all the frenzy's about. He's at Lawrence North High School. Good morning, Treeboy.
Hey, good morning once again. Yeah, you know, I remember watching, there was something like Robot Wars on the Discovery Channel. This is very interesting stuff. A lot of high-tech, but fun at the same time. And I've got to think that this is just, uh-oh, there goes the sound. We have more Robot Wars going on, but actually it's a competition, is it not?
It is a competition, and it's not just the mechanical side of things. It's also really competing for dollars. It's a very expensive program.
Libby, let's talk about dollars for just a second. These are not cheap to build. How do these kids raise the funds? It's got to be more than nut logs.
Right. We do a lot of fundraising, but this is a major corporation-sponsored event as well. So we have many companies that will step up and not only give us engineers, but also will give us money. The entry fees alone for the first competition are $6,000. For each additional competition after that, it's $4,000.
Lawrence North High School. Can people come in? Is there a cost to see this competition?
It is absolutely free. So people need to just come in, see what's going on, and learn more about it.
Great. Now, can I go over and talk to Stephanie just a little bit? Great. Thank you very much, Libby. Okay, now Stephanie is just one of the young ladies that is participating in the competition. And, Stephanie, first let me tell you that your robot I've seen before. I've used this robot before.
I think this is the wrong one. Ours is out there.
It is the wrong one. Well, tell us a little bit about why. This is the obvious question. What's a nice girl like you doing in a place like this?
Well, I've always been interested in building things, working with my dad around the house when he fixed things, and this is just a fun program. It's different than, like, being on the volleyball team or...
It is a little bit.
A little different.
But I've got to think it's a little bit better on your resume, too.
Yeah, I mean, we take our math skills and our science skills that we learn at school, and you actually see them being put into use, and it's really fun. You get to meet a lot of new people and work with engineers within your community.
Yeah.
It's a great time.
Now, Stephanie, do you have a big lofty goal of some type? I mean, is this going to prepare you to get into engineering? You're going to work for NASA? What's going to happen to you?
Well, I don't know about NASA, but I was thinking about interior design, and we also work with a lot of computers and CAD design to design our robot. So a lot of the computer work would also help me in future when I go to college or something, designing rooms.
Well, you're an inspiration, Steph, and you're just absolutely darling, too. Good luck in the competition this weekend. All right, well, Bruce and Pat, here, let me tell you this. The competition is over. I have been inspired to build a robot once in my life, but it always turns out the same way. They become sensitive, they start critically thinking on their own, and then all of a sudden you're in a car chase with one, and you have to kill it. And so who's got that kind of time? Lawrence North, come on out the next couple days and see this competition, and just give these kids a pat on the back. They're doing some great work here. Back to you.
So you're going to go right home and watch Terminator on DVD, are you?
That's right.
That's next.
Isn't there a show out, iRobot or something now out?
That's a new one, yeah.
Treeboy's had some bad dreams this week, hasn't he?
Right. Thanks, Tim.
Okay.
When we come back...